the range, the list of speakers on this panel, I thought, what is the executive chair, the chief exec of Hampshire Chamber of Commerce doing at a Uganda and East Africa business and trade event? And I thought, this is intriguing. We must explore this first of all. So let me ask Ross McNally, why are you here today? Why Uganda? Why East Africa?
That's a very good question.
Yes.
Hampshire Chamber of Commerce is part of the ecosystem of international trade. I mean, we work with London Chamber of Commerce, we work with the other chambers of commerce around the country, 55 of them, to ensure that, you know, trade moves. We have some 800 members in our network, businesses, many of whom trade internationally. And we're at the heart of the economy of Hampshire, which boasts 4 world-class universities, 2 ports, Farnborough and Farnborough Aerospace, and a whole technology, what we call a technology triangle, an area of businesses across the whole of the Central South, which is involved in everything from life sciences to aerospace to maritime and marine engineering. And because of that, and because of their potential in terms of global reach, the Chamber has a new strategy, which is to go beyond just enabling trade, but to actually driving it.
Yep.
And so we have a strategy that is literally, we're in the foothills of that. We are just starting. And my role as the executive chair is to explore where these opportunities are. And I place East Africa really at the top of that, because
Why East Africa at the top? As a descendant of West African excellence, I hope, and heritage, and the West Africans will be saying, "What about us?" But you're saying East. Why?
Well, because of the, I suppose, the burgeoning and the growing, the developing middle classes, because of the education, because of the language, because of the cultural connections, because of the diaspora, because of all of these reasons, there is a very good way in which trade with British businesses can be engendered. And we've got to really encourage businesses to go beyond purely FDI or purely buying sort of resource-based, but actually adding value, really value-added industry within East Africa, so that the international relationships develop to the benefit of both. You can't just have it as a one-way traffic. And looking at the statistics that we saw in some of the earlier presentations, Hampshire, as a very strong international trade and part of global Britain, particularly because of Southampton Port and other reasons, we have a responsibility to say, where are these emerging markets? It's not my issue to look at where we can trade successfully now. To be perfectly frank, that's happening. Mm-hmm. What we've got to do is see where can we develop that is going to be changing our prospects and actually the prospects of the markets in which we're operating with over the next 25 years. And if you're not looking at East Africa, you're actually missing the point, I would say.
Okay, Ross, thank you very much. I should say to our audience that once I've heard from our speakers up here on the panel, then might ask 1 or 2 supplementaries and then invite you to ask a question, give a supplementary of your own, make a comment, a brief one. We want them to be timely and relevant. We've got about an hour, so let's do what we can. So